Chapter 2. Co-creating with us. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council, and we are pleased to connect with all of you. We are interested in co-creating with all of you on Earth. We are excited to see the ideas that come to you, and that help to bring about your version of the fifth dimensional experience. You know that there is always a certain amount of co-creating going on because you understand that we are all connected. Even something that you create without the help of any other human has a connection to the non-physical realm, and you had to have been inspired by something or someone that you experienced there on Earth. So everything is a collaboration and co-creation, and more of you are getting that. We invite you to reach out and up to connect with us regarding your desired co-creation. We are not only happy to assist, but we are also have very little else to do. So we often work on projects even before we are asked for your help, and we will continue to co-create with all of you at night when you are asleep. There is certainly much more for us to gain from connecting with all of you because of the multitude of experience you are having and the emotions you are feeling. We are always available. There is never a line to wait in. We are always open as well to new ideas for collaboration. And so you can think of us as your number one supporters no matter what the endeavor. And if you feel for our support and our energy while you are embarking on one of your action journeys, you will absolutely feel the support that we are giving. The maturing of the awakened. We are very pleased to see how many of you took our previous transmission to heart, and we are pleased to relate to all of you the truth that the energies that came through were even more powerful than anticipated. There has been a lot more interest in Earth of late because of your willingness to reach deep down inside of yourselves. What we and others have been witnessing on Earth is a tendency on your part to give more of yourselves. We are noticing that more than ever before are looking for ways in which you can feel that you are contributing to humanity and to the shift in consciousness. Not only that, but we also see that you are effectively bringing forth more of the truth of who you are as a being of light and love. We see more of you tiring of the same old approaches that have been on Earth for quite some time, and we're noticing that the way in which most of you are going about shifting is through exploring your consciousness. We see you taking more of an active approach in the evolution of your consciousness, and we know that this trend will continue. We know that those who have awakened are going to continue to mature. There will be more individuals looking to initiate the changes they want to see outside of themselves, and they will do so by going within. When you recognize that the shift is not happening because of changes in your political and economic system, that's when you know you are the ones who are making this happen. And all the changes that you want to see on Earth will come as a result of how many of you are going within and seeking to feel something that you've never felt before. Humanity is coming together. We are interested in seeing how you are going to reconcile the differences that you have between you, because we know it's going to happen. We know that you are going to have gender equality, racial harmony, and that you'll respect others who choose to have different beliefs than you do. We know that there will be a great coming together of humanity, and we also know that it doesn't have to come from you experiencing great natural disasters. We know that it doesn't have to come from disclosure of the presence of extraterrestrials, and we know that it doesn't have to come from great tragedy like a nuclear bomb being detonated. You all are deciding how you want to come together, and you are doing so in a large part because of the ease with which you are able to share information with one another. Now you are at a point where if something happens on the other side of the planet, you can become aware of it seconds later. And you can share your feelings about it with thousands of people, some of which you have never met and never will meet. You are, of course, at times using these events as reasons to feel even more separate and polarized, but the vast majority of you are finding more compassion as a result of not only what you are learning about current events, but also because you can see how people who are different than you are affected. You are able to feel the compassion because you recognize that at your core you are all the same. Not only are you all source energy beings, but you are also human. You also have families and you share this planet. When you are open and expressive of your emotions, you help others to feel that compassion within yourself. When you communicate, you give others a perspective that they wouldn't have otherwise found. And so we see the coming together of all beings on planet Earth happening with far less trauma and tragedy than some have predicted. We see it as a slow but deliberate process, and we continue to be encouraged by what we see. Inner power. We are placing a great deal of our attention on the way in which all of you are choosing to reveal to yourselves how powerful you are. The reason why we are giving this the majority of our attention is because we want to use that same approach to help empower the rest of humanity. You all are looking within more for your power, and we are noticing where you are finding that power. You are in fact very powerful beings who have been tricked into believing that you are almost completely powerless, especially when you don't have a lot of money, power, or influence. Now, the power we are referring to in the last sentence was the kind you get from being a king, a queen, a president, prime minister, the head of a corporation. That is traditionally how you have seen individuals displaying power, and that time is coming to an end. You are in fact realizing that most of those individuals who have a great degree of power in one sense actually feel quite disempowered. Why else would one seek to rise to such a position? But now humanity is recognizing that you have power within you, especially those of you who are awakened. You have been taught that you are the creators of your reality. You have been told about the power of your focus and how powerful your vibration is. So now we see more and more people just in the past week tuning into that inner power. We see massive amounts of awakening to the truth that your vibrations give you the ability to create what you want. We also see more of you jumping timelines consciously than we have ever seen before. You all are deciding one by one to take back your power, and we could not be more joyous to witness it. Everything that you do now helps to inform us as to how we can reach the rest of humanity, how we can convince them that they are also in fact very powerful beings. Accessing information. You are taking yourselves to new heights of awareness, and with that added awareness, you also get the feelings that come with it. Every time you uncover some hidden truth about yourselves or about the history of Earth, or about the beings who have been running things for eons and eons of time, you have an emotional reaction, and that's a good thing. When you demonstrate that you can handle the emotions that come from learning more, you are then granted more access to previously unknown information. And now we are talking to each of you as individuals. Some things that you have known for quite some time will be new pieces of information to someone else and vice versa. Therefore, what we see happening on Earth at this time is such a willingness to explore the emotions that get triggered within you that each and every one of you is getting more of these bits and pieces, and filling in the holes and blanks in your story, in the story of Earth, in the story of the galaxy. The more you can handle, the more you'll get. Now you are also gravitating more towards the pieces of information that will trigger you the most. So once you find out about something that is particularly disturbing, you will follow that thread. And when you learn about something that is particularly joyous, you will follow that thread. Not all information is going to trigger you in a negative way. If you are ready to receive more about your past lives, you will. If you are ready to uncover memories of visits from extraterrestrials in this lifetime, you will. What is important is what you do with that information. And when it comes to information, it can be very easy for you to just stay in your heads with it, but you have to keep feeling in order to access more. As interesting as this information is, the feeling that you get from it is the true gift. So continue to unwrap your gifts. Your sixth sense. We are fascinated by your ability to sense when something is not quite right, and we're also impressed by your ability to feel into when something is perfectly suited for you. We are talking, of course, about your intuition or sixth sense. People often ask how to get themselves to the point where they are more in tune with their intuition. They want to know how to get themselves to actually follow that inner guidance, that sixth sense. The answer is easy. You just have to do it. The first step is, of course, to acknowledge that you have a sixth sense. The second is to reach within for it. The third is to interpret what you have received. The fourth, and this is the tricky one for a lot of you, is to follow through with whatever intuition is guiding you towards or away from it. And then the fifth would have to be that you acknowledge that which you are getting from within you was the best advice or the best guidance. People often wonder where the sixth sense comes from. It comes from a lot of places. It comes from your guides who have been with you since the day you were born. It comes from your higher self. It comes from the universe. It comes from your higher mind. All of these elements working together bring you that intuitive hit. You have to close your eyes, get quiet, and feel around for it. If you try really hard to hear something and your team has decided it would be better for you to feel it, then you might hear nothing and think that they have abandoned you, because that's what your fellow humans have done from time to time. But you can count on your team to deliver you that message, and you can count on your sixth sense to pick it up, even if it's the lyrics of a song or a billboard or a magazine. You are still the one creating your reality, so you put the messages there with the help of your team. One of your guides may nudge you to look at the cover of a magazine while you are standing in the checkout line at the grocery store. You might hear a lyric in a song, and it might seem like that line in that song wasn't there before, and who knows, maybe it wasn't. You have to pay attention to the signs. Be present. Be aware. because your sixth sense is always trying to get your attention. And if you get nothing, if you get no sign whatsoever, then just trust your gut. Just ask yourself if you really feel like this is appropriate for you, not whether it is right or wrong. Don't ask yourself whether it's going to be the best possible outcome. You're on a journey, and on that journey you will take steps that are appropriate or not so appropriate, given the final destination that you are headed towards, which is, of course, the fifth dimension. Listen to that guidance you are getting from within you and all around you, and you will have the most joyous and easy journey possible. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you.